Hello, and thank you for joining me on another episode of the Tech Exec podcast, where we triple your impact per engineer. As always, I'm your host, Aviv Ben-Yosef, advisor, consultant, and author. And today we'll be talking about your rear view mirror. A bunch of words that are hard for me to say with my accent, so please bear in mind. Now, before I get to that, I'm just reminding you that my new book is out, and I'm going to hold a free session for everyone in my community to talk about how to utilize the concepts from it to retrospect your first half of 2023 and plan to dominate the rest of the year. So if you join the community, it's free. You just have to apply. You'll be able to join the session, and I would love to see you there. The link is in the show notes. And now let's talk about your rear view mirror. Something that I routinely do with my clients, and actually something that I routinely do with myself, is consider the past, consider the things that happened, even if it's only a week ago or things that happened a year ago. And personally, the way I do it is actually multifold. I have a actual journal notebook where I write stuff, and I rotate like 3 notebooks a year. I have a digital journal like the app Day One, which I use, that reminds me of things that were on my mind a year ago today, 2 years, etc. And I keep track of all sorts of metrics, what was on my mind, that sort of stuff, and I review those every month or two. And with my clients, it happens more naturally usually because I, as an external person, can sense that they're no longer talking about something. Like, for example, one week, the whole conversation is about this and that, and we have several calls the same week just to handle this specific crisis. And then we talk again the week after, and my client never even mentions this problem. And like, I see that we only have like 10 minutes left to this specific call, and I say, hey, just before we have to wrap it up, what about X? How's it going? You didn't tell me anything. And they're like, what? Oh, yeah, right now that turned out fine. And this is like with the small stuff that usually happens week by week, that you have those fires that you have to put out, and you don't realize at the moment that these are going to be things you're not going to even be thinking about in a week. But then there are the bigger things. For example, too many of you maybe review your quarterly goals because that's what the organization as a whole does. You all sit together and think about, have we reached our objectives? But do you do the same when it comes to your own personal development or to the progress of your own people? Do you look at them and see, oh, I was really worried about this person leaving, but it ended up being fine. Or I was really worried about what would happen if this specific project would kick off, or if this specific person would demand to be promoted or whatever. And, that happened, and oh, it wasn't that bad. We handled it. We're still alive. The company is still thriving. And what I want you to utilize is this concept of the rear view mirror. And you can do it yourself by having a journal, by starting to write things, not a lot. Write 3 bullets a week and review those once a month, and you're going to see the progress already. It's not something that requires a lot of hassle. If we're talking about the 80-20 principle, all you need to do is do something very, very small like this, and you're going to see the benefit. Because what you're going to see with time is that a lot of the things that were on your mind, that were really bothering you, are things that now in your rearview mirror, hopefully the last time I have to say this episode, are things that seem really, really small. Things that you can't even see, things that you no longer are thinking about. You're not worried about them. And if you do this, if you help yourself realize when these things happen, the biggest benefit is that it will help you realize when new things come along, when you stumble upon a new challenge, when there's a new obstacle. Even if you don't yet obtain the solution, even if you're still unclear on how you're going to persevere, you're going to be equipped with the knowledge, with the experience that things are pretty much very likely to end up fine. You have a great track record. You've handled more of these types of fires than you can even recall. And hey, you're still here. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but only if you learn from it. Having these tiny retrospective moments is your way to learn from it, is how you get stronger. And how you progress as a leader. Think about that, and maybe you just need to adjust your rearview mirror so you can see things a bit better. That's it for this week. Thank you for joining me. Again, I'm reminding you, check out the links in the show notes to get my new book at a discount, join my community, the Leading Edge Club, and be able to participate in my upcoming session for free. Thank you. See you here next week.